FightHype.com, Sean Patel. Here with Teofimo Lopez Sr. Teofimo, man, I heard you earlier saying that they're going to have to call me Nostradamus.
Listen, I'm wearing a shirt with imprinted Nostradamus in the back. And the reason why I'm doing that is because nobody believed what I was talking about, you know. But, you know, sooner or later, you know, people got to believe, you know. All these fights that we're winning, I mean, I don't take it like, oh my God, you know, like when we won the world title for being the first Honduran to win it, you know, in the world, it was just amazing, you know. But I'm so used to my son in sparring, in boxing, and I never see my son hurt. I never see my son lose. So, you know, to us, it's just something that we already accepted that it's gonna happen. You know, so we don't get too crazy and too happy about it. You know, when we beat Comey, it was just like another win.
Right.
You know, to us.
Is it? Yeah, but how's it feel now that for years? I guess that's why you didn't worry about beating a Comey or the Tatis, or you've always focused on Lomachenko. So how's it feel now that it's really
the
gonna
only
happen?
reason why I focused on Lomachenko because he was the last draw for us at 135. You know, after we get rid of him, there's nobody else to fight because he is the top dog. So once we fight him, we already made a stamp on the 135 weight division. Then we move up to the 140, and then we make our stamp there too. You know, I think this fight with Lomachenko is a unification of all the belts. Okay, you know, Devin Haney doesn't deserve to be there, so we don't even need to do no Devin Haney because Devin Haney got that belt for free. Now he's hurt, so all he did was, you know, hurt us to get all the 4 belts. But that day when we win and we beat Lomachenko, my son will be the first unification fighter at 135 in the world.
Right. And
to my knowledge.
I understand that's what it's all about right now. If gets past Lomachenko, Haney's still in the weight class, then would you welcome that fight?
Listen, there's no way Haney could beat Lomachenko. No way.
Why is that?
Too fast. Because Lomachenko's too fast and Devin Haney is too much of a defense fighter. You can't beat Lomachenko with defense. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got to switch it up. You know, you got to do defense and you got to go forward with Lomachenko to hurt him. You got to bring something into the table. You know, I really don't even care about that fight. All I want is Lomachenko, and then we move up to the 140. If Devin Haney wants to move up to 140 and fight us, we're more than happy to take that fight. And it will be a huge fight. You know what I'm saying? You know, it'll be a huge fight because everybody believes in him. So, you know, we here to fight the biggest fights. We ain't dodging or running for nobody. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why Lomachenko went up to get that belt that they gave him was because there was no chance of him fighting Devin Haney. Devin Haney didn't prove himself to get to fight Lomachenko, so that's why, in a way, I like the way they're doing this thing with the WBC because they're protecting these fighters from fighting people that haven't deserved to fight them. So, you know, so I understand that point. Now, we fight Lomachenko on May 30th. We beat him up. We take the belts. He'll unify all the belts, and then we move up to 140.
How do you see your son getting it done May 30th?
I think it won't go past 5 rounds. I see, like, you know, it's just the way Lomachenko fights. You know, he's an inside-outside fighter that's very dangerous when you do that with my son. Because my son does not miss. Everything he throws lands. You know, and once Lomachenko feels that power, he's not going to be able to keep on doing that he does, you know. And that's the difference. A lot of people be like, oh, no, you know, he's not going to land that one shot that's going to hurt Lomachenko, you know. But I just let people talk.
But Linares did land that shot, and it was like a right hand, just like your son landed against Comey.
But Linares is not Teofimo Lopez.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, my son would have caught him like in the first round if he was doing that. So, you know, we're not gonna miss and get Lomachenko in the like a 9th, 10th round, you know. And when you do that, it's scary when you do that next to my son because he's a sharp shooter. You know, one thing about me, when I train my son, I taught him never miss. Every time you throw a right hand or left hook or a straight jab, you don't miss. You gotta hit the target, and you've been seeing that. You know what I'm saying? And he's one of the fighters that hardly gets hit. You know, and he's never been hurt. You know, Lomachenko's been hurt like what, 3 times already. Pedraza hurt him. Luke Campbell hurt him. He didn't look good with Linares. You know, so he's already done, man. Those 400-something fights that he had in the amateurs are fucking, you know, they're hitting.
So is it also just a bad style matchup for Lomachenko? Is that part of why?
It's really bad. It's really bad because of the way he goes in and out. You know what I'm saying? You can't beat my son. The only person that can beat my son, it doesn't exist right now. But the only person that can beat my son is that you got to be a sharpshooter and you got to be strong and you got to know how to box. You know,
Off the
from the
back foot?
outside, yeah. You can't just jump in and out with my son, you know. And I'm not talking about just like you know, like a Devin Haney style. That don't last. That probably lasts for about 3-4 rounds. Then once my son catches you, it's over. But like I can't even tell you what kind of a fighter could beat my son because I never seen it.
Like a Roy Jones?
You know what I'm saying? We had a good camp. We have Ivan Baranchyk in our camp because I wanted somebody very strong. They call him the Beast. You know who he is. He's at 140. He was a world champion at 140.
He fought Josh Taylor.
We had him, and it was a close fight. We had him in camp for like 2 months, and Baranchyk gave us everything he had, and my son did amazing with him. You know why? Because I'm always 100% sure with my son, but at the same time, I want to be 150% sure.
Right.
So I knew that Kobe was not no Baranchyk, you know, so that's why we brought him into camp, and he did a great job with us. He helped us a lot.
But with this being so kind of personal the last couple of years, you think Loma's going to come in the most fired up we've seen him as well?
Loma's going to be scared. Loma is going to try to do what Loma does, and we have to take advantage of that. You know, he doesn't feel this fight. I already seen it in his interviews. He was raised by his father. He's a nice guy. And, you know, he's not in the sense of the way he acts. I'm saying in the sense that he was raised by his father. So the problem with Lomachenko, they need to shut him up because when he talks, he gives a lot of secrets out. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, they ask him who you think Top Rank wants to win. And he says, oh, of course, Teofimo, because if Teofimo wins, he'll be a superstar. I mean, you don't say things like that, you know? Because right there, it's a flaws, you know? Like, you never put yourself down as a fighter. You gotta always say,
don't
me.
Speak it into existence.
Yeah, exactly,
yeah.
Me, I'm the best, you know? So, you know, when I see those things, I'm like, I feel bad for the guy. Like, I really do feel bad for this guy because I don't know what's gonna happen to him because his whole world is boxing. But this is a game. This is a game we have to take. I mean, we have to just, you know, take everybody's dreams away. I mean, this is what God gave us, and I have to do it. I mean, you know, when we beat Comey, it hurt us a lot, you know, because my son even went over to the corner, and he was like, man, I hated it had to be you, bro, but I got to do what I got to do.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, we're gonna hurt a lot of dreams, you know. And I wouldn't be surprised if Lomachenko was over there sleeping at night and waking up screaming Teofimo, you know, because he has him in his freaking head every day. I guarantee you that.